The fresh topic that we are going to start is simultaneous equations. Now, when we start with the simultaneous equations, these are the different kind of equations. Now, usually in algebra, when an equation is given to you, it will have only one variable, x plus 2 is equal to 7 is given to you, and they'll say solve. So what do you do here? You are going to find the value of x. Whenever the question is given with a solve term, that means whatever the variable is there, that value we are supposed to write it down. Find out, and we have to write that value down. Okay. So here what we are going to do is the same kind of a situation arises here, and so what we do is we are going to find the value of this one by sending it towards the other side, and it goes -2, and that becomes a 5. So x is equal to 5, done. But if you look at the equation, there are two variables in here. There's y and there is x. Okay, fine. And we have to find the value of x and y such that whatever the value you get for x should be able to satisfy both the possible equations, and the y value should be able to satisfy both the given equations to us. So that means that we have to solve these equations together. You cannot solve one and then solve the other one. So the reason they are named as is because they need to be solved simultaneously. Now, what are the conditions? Whenever you see simultaneous equations, there are a certain set of conditions. The first condition is that you have two variables, x and y are the variables that you have. Now, when you have this x and y as a variable, whatever the coefficient of x is, the same coefficient of x should be there in both the equations given to you. Either x should be same. If x is 3 here, x is 3, you can start simplifying from here. If x is not same, supposedly x is not same here, x is 3 and x is 7 here, then check for the y terms if they have the same coefficient or not. Okay, what we are going to check for? We are going to check for if they have the same coefficient. So if it is having 7, should the other y also have a 7? But if it is not a condition, okay, the mandatory condition is either x or the y should have the same coefficient. What should be there? The coefficient should be same. That is 1. Same coefficient. Okay, then after that, the second condition that we have is they should have opposite signs. The one with the same coefficient should have opposite signs. Okay, so opposite signs, when I say, now I can count it like this. We have taken y is having the same coefficient, so it is 7y. The other equation is also having 7y. One of it should be positive and the other should be negative, or else the other should be positive and the other one should be negative. Okay, both the equations should have the different signs. Now if you have so, what is going to happen? You are directly going to add the equations. And the simplification begins. But if in case you don't have them as this different signs, the opposite signs are not there, that means the 7 is with 7, both of them are either positive 7s, both of them are either positive 7. Okay, so this is +7, this is +7, or both of them are -7y and -7y. Then what do you do? In that scenario, you would be going with the subtraction of the equations. What are you going to do? You will be subtracting the equations. Okay, and then the simplification process starts. So let's look at the equation, the conditions over here. These are the two conditions. Check for the same coefficient and check for the opposite signs. Over here we go again. Okay, and what do we look at? We look at the same coefficients. Y is having no coefficient, that means it is 1. Automatically said it is a 1 here and it is a 1 here. Okay, and lucky enough we have x also with the same coefficient. Okay, so both y and x are having the same coefficient. First condition is satisfied for us. Then what was the second condition? If they have the same coefficient, they should have the opposite signs. So is the second condition satisfied? Yes, the second condition of opposite signs is also satisfied. And where is it satisfied? It is satisfied at x. It has been satisfied at x. So we are going to use this x as the criterion to solve the question. Okay, x would be used as the criterion to solve the question. And then when you have the opposite signs, what do? You are going to add them. Okay, you are going to just directly add the equation. So let me just write down the equation for you here. Y minus 2x is equal to 6. Look at the difference of spaces that I'm using to write the equation so that it becomes easy for me to simplify. The signs, the coefficient is same, the signs are opposite, both conditions are satisfied. So we are just going to go with the adding of the both the equations. So y plus y becomes a 2y. Then minus 2 plus 2x becomes a 0. And 6 plus 0 becomes a 6. Then what do I get? Y is equal to 6 over 2. Okay, because it becomes 2y is equal to 6, and this goes towards the other side. It actually goes like this into division, because it was multiplication, here goes into division now. So 2 1 times and 3 times, so we get y is equal to 3. Once you have solved y is equal to 3, take any of the equation and substitute y is equal to 3 here. So I'm going and substituting in the first one. Y minus 2x is equal to 6. Y is 3 minus 2x is equal to 6. Sending it towards the other side, minus 2x is equal to 6 minus 3. That becomes a 3 minus 2x. X is equal to 3 over minus 3 over 2 it becomes. Okay, so these are the two conditions that we have for the simultaneous equations. These are the two values, x and y values would be so at the end of the simultaneous equations, usually they give x and y is equal to a dash is equal to a dash. So the x value is 3 over 2, so you're going to write that, and the y value is a 3, so write that down as well. Okay, this is how the simultaneous equations are done. Questions that we have for our simultaneous equations. Now what we are going to do is, as I said you, there's two conditions that we have to check. What is it? The first condition, the first condition being the coefficient should be same. Okay, let's just take a bigger pen. Okay, what should be there? The coefficient should be same, coefficient of either x or of y. In both the equations it should be same. The second condition is that they should have the opposite signs. Okay, either x if you check or y if we check, okay, they should have the opposite signs. Okay, fine, take. These are the two conditions that we need to check upon. So if I check the conditions, how do I check it? I will first write them one under the other, okay, so that it becomes easy for me to check if anything is same or not. And I see that b has the same coefficient, right? B has the same coefficient. Okay, this has been satisfied. Okay, now you may say, ma'am, this question is having a and b, so yes, it will be a and b, p, q, x, y, that will be there. Okay, then what is the next condition? The signs should be opposite, but here the signs are not opposite. If the signs are opposite, you are going to add them. If the signs are not opposite, then you need to subtract them. So here if you see, this is plus and this is plus as well. So what is the condition that you're going to do? You are going to subtract them. Okay, so put a subtraction symbol here and start subtracting. So 3a minus a will become 2a. Okay, 2b minus 2b will become a 0, is equal to 1 minus 5 will become minus 4. Okay, then I am left with 2a is equal to minus 4. Then 2 ones are 2s are. A is equal to minus 2 is what I get. Now I will substitute this in any of the equations. So we'll substitute in the first equation, 3a plus 2b is equal to 1. And let's see, a is minus 2. So 3 times of minus 2 plus 2b is equal to 1 is what I have. This becomes a 6 plus 2b is equal to 1. I'm going to send it towards the other side. It becomes 2b is equal to 1 minus 6, which is equal to minus 5. Then b is equal to minus 5 upon 2 is what I get here. Okay, so when we look at the equations, we are going to identify what are the conditions that we have to simplify. So what are the conditions that we need to check to simplify the equation? The coefficients should be same. That is the first condition that we have. Okay, then next, what do we have? We have that the signs should be opposite. If the signs are opposite, you are going to add the two equations together. If the signs are not opposite, then what is that you're going to do? You will subtract the equations is what we see. Okay, we will see that it should be okay. Now here one mistake I have done. If you have noticed, 3 2s are, it goes minus 6 here, and when this minus 6 goes in here, it becomes plus 6, which is equal to a 7. Okay, minus 6 becomes plus 6, and that becomes a 7 here. Okay, so it becomes a 7, and the answer will not be minus 5 over 6, it will be 7 over 2. B would be 7 over 2. So you see, one slight mistake and we are doomed. Okay, so this is what we need to pay attention while we are solving the questions. Okay, next, going with the next question which is given over here, the equations are already written here, but when I look at the equations, I do not see anything in common. Here there is a 5, there is no number, that means there is a 1. Here there is a 4 and there is no number. Okay, so there is the coefficients part is not satisfied here, but the signs part is already satisfied. This is negative, this is positive. So what are we going to do here? We need to make any of the coefficients same. Okay, either what I can do is I can multiply the second equation with 5 so that they both become same. So it will become 5y minus 4x is equal to 8, and this becomes 5y plus 5x is equal to 35. But if I do, again the signs are not same. So better what we are going to do is, we'll not do this part. Okay, better what we are going to do is, we'll leave this as it is. Okay, we will multiply the equation that we have here with 4. Okay, when we'll multiply the equation with 4, what's going to happen here? This x will become 4, right? First equation is 5y minus 4x is equal to 8. The second equation will become 4y plus 4x is equal to 28. Okay, isse kya, what is going to happen here is, the coefficient is already same, 4 4, the signs are opposite, so both the conditions are satisfied. So we have to see that we will make the coefficient same for the term which has both the negative both the opposite signs. Okay, so here x was the one, so we chose the x1 and we are starting to simplify it. Okay, and now let's start to simplify. When the signs are opposite, you have to add them. Opposite signs means, what do you do? The way I'm writing opposite is so horrible. When the signs are opposite signs, that means you are going to add them. Okay, this is the condition. So here let's add them. So 5 plus 4 becomes 9y. When I add minus 4 plus 4x, they will become a 0 is equal to 28 plus 8 would become 8 8 16 36 it becomes. Okay, then y is equal to 36 over 9, then y is equal to 4. 9 ones are 9 fours are is what I get. Okay, so this is how you get your y value. Once you have got your y value, what is it, the next thing you are going to do? You are going to substitute that into the equation. Okay, into any of the equations y value. So I'll substitute in the first one itself. So when I substitute in the first one, 5 times of 4 minus 4x is equal to 8. This becomes a 20, and 20 minus 4x is equal to 8. When I send it towards the other side, it becomes minus 4x is equal to 8. 8 minus 20, that becomes, how much does that become? 8 minus 12 it becomes, right? Minus 12 it becomes, minus 4x is equal to minus 12. The minus minus gets cancelled, 4 ones are and 3s are. So my x value is turning out to be a 3. So this is how we simplify the questions of the simultaneous equation method. Okay, and the one more question is there. Let's do that now. The question that has been set over here, apart from having the solve thingy, what are they asking us? It is a simultaneous equation, and so what are the conditions for it? The first condition goes that the coefficients of either x or y, they should be same in equation 1 and in equation 2. The second is the signs should be opposite. Okay, if the coefficients are same, the signs should be opposite. One equation should have positive or the other one should have a negative, or vice versa it can be. Okay, so I look at it 6x plus 5y. I always write them right under one another so that it becomes easy for me to understand what I am supposed to do and where am I supposed to do. So here I see that y is having the same coefficients. What is y having? Y is having, sorry, the opposite signs are there. One condition is satisfied. The opposite sign condition is satisfied. Now I have to check for the coefficient, but the coefficients are not satisfied here. the coefficients are not satisfied. So what do I do then? Then I will make the coefficients same. How do? I will make this as 10, so I can make this a 10. So I can make this a 10 by multiplying it by 2. When I multiply, the whole equation gets multiplied as well. Okay, then it becomes, what does it become then? It becomes 12x. Okay, the first equation, 6x into 2 becomes 12x, plus 10y is equal to 10 is what I get. Each and every term gets multiplied. Then I have 3x minus 10y is equal to 15. Now I can just add the two equations. When I add the two equations, what it is going to be? 12 plus 3, it becomes a 15x. Okay, and then 10 minus 10, 10 plus of minus 10 becomes a minus 10 itself. That becomes a 0, and then I have a 25 here. Then x is equal to 25 over 15. That goes as 5 over 3 by using the times table of 5. 5 5s are 5 3 side goes. Okay, then I get x is equal to 5 over 3. I am going to substitute in any of the equations. So I am choosing the equation 1 to substitute my x value, which is 5 over 3. So it's 6 times of 5 over 3 plus 5y is equal to 5 is what I have. Okay, then what's gonna happen? This 3 1s are 3 2s are, it goes off, and then I'm left with 10 plus 5y is equal to 5 I'm left with. Then what happens? Then this 10 goes towards the other side. 5y is equal to 5 minus 10. That becomes a minus 5. Then y is equal to minus 1 is what I get. So this is the simultaneous equations that we usually solve in this particular chapter. Okay.